Whoa, that was cool. Eric, why don't you give it a shot?
Okay. Expelliarmus! And
No, okay. Twist a little more of the wrist.
Expelliarmus!
Okay, maybe a little more.
One more time. Expelliarmus! Well, this piece of junk ain't working. How about we do a Time Warp Tuesday movie review?
Let's do a Time Warp Tuesday movie review. Welcome back, everybody. Gonzalez Brothers Entertainment, and we're here with another Time Warp movie Tuesday movie review, and we're reviewing Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Yesterday was the end of July, and as all the super geeks know, the end of July brings the birth of The Boy Who Lived, so we thought, what a better time to go back and revisit this movie. So, this is including all the spoilers, so if you haven't seen this movie, I don't know why you haven't seen this movie, put it in your watch later, then come back after you see the film, because all the spoilers are about to happen. So, Eric, where do you want to start with this movie?
I like this movie. I agree with you. It is the best in the series. Also, what I like about Harry, and it's not just in the movie, it's in the whole series. It's that he like in the scene where they're in the room of requirement and the dragon was there and Draco could have died, but Harry saved them, and someone asked him, why did you do that? Don't you hate Draco? And I'm assuming Harry would say, yes, I do hate Draco, but I don't just want to leave him there because I'm not like that.
And that's what separates him from Voldemort, because there's a point in the series, especially in the fifth movie, where it seemed that Harry could have gone dark, especially tapping into Voldemort's memories. But he avoids that, and this is what shows that he's still human. He still cares for people, even though they're their enemies and they may not deserve it. He still shows compassion. I gotta say, this movie is my favorite in the series. From the initial, it starts off with Voldemort capturing the Elder Wand, and we're assuming, man, things are about to get crazy because he has the most powerful wand. And Harry makes the decision to gather information or to go after the wand, and he chooses correctly, I think, in gathering the information. And from that moment on, the intensity just builds and builds and builds until we get to the first battle scene in the castle. What did you think of the first battle scene in the castle?
That scene was cool. I like. There's a lot of yeah, and I also like where McGonagall uses that spell and she says, "I always wanted to use."
Oh yeah,
that
I
spell.
love that spell because she's out there. She cast it, and then what she said, that's a pretty cool line too. I always like
that. Was just perfect.
That was perfect, and it works out very well. And it's a small moment of levity and otherwise very intense moment, and I think it works perfectly. And I gotta say, I really do like that Harry is like desperate almost to get the things done, and he feels the pressure of Voldemort and his forces at the gate of the castle, and he knows he has very limited time, but then he cannot fail essentially, because if he does, then it's all over. Everything they have been working for in the first part 1 Deathly Hallows in the beginning of this movie, it's all over without that. What did you think about all that?
I thought that was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, because he essentially he can't fail. I mean, and that's the only way you're going to defeat Voldemort, by capturing all the Horcrux. And without that, he's still immortal. And to find out that, he has been near the diadem, Ravenclaw, the whole time he had been going into the room of requirement in previous movies, is sort of like a shocker to him, and that's where he has to go find it. So, what did you think about Harry Potter figuring out that he is the final Horcrux, and in order to defeat Voldemort, he has to die?
That was pretty shocking, but since that there's a side that of Voldemort that lives in him, and it's just him, he has a choice to live or just stay dead.
And I like the choice, and eventually you sort of knew he was going to make that choice, because he's saying, I mean, Nagini's still alive, Harry and Ron and Hermione are still out there, and he was not the type to abandon his friends. But in that whole sequence when Harry finds out that he's a Horcrux, I love that whole little backstory we got of Snape and his mom, and he figure out his motivations. And even though throughout the series he seems like he can't stand Harry, like deep down inside he's really kind of learned to care for him, because he is trying to honor the sacrifice that his mom made. Harry's mom made to save him, and that's what Snape is doing, trying to keep him alive.
Safe.
Yeah, because he doesn't want Lily's sacrifice to be for nothing.
Yeah.
So what else did you like about this movie?
That's for I like the music of this movie.
The score?
Yes, I like the score. It really fits the tone, and it's just some good music. I like listening to it.
Yeah, and I gotta say, one last emotional moment where he's heading to the dark forest, and he opens up the snitch, and it's the resurrection stone, and then his parents come out, and Lupin comes out, especially
And then Sirius
Black, and
the animals.
that's a callback to another movie. And he feels guilty that they're all dead, and especially for Lupin because he just had a son. But I like what Lupin says. He tells him, "Look, one day somebody's gonna tell him why his mom and dad fought here and what they died, and I'm sure that he's gonna understand." So it's like really a big sacrifice. It goes back to that parents making sacrifices for their kids, and it really kicks off the series with Lily sacrificing herself for Harry, and it comes back full circle with Remus and their son. I forget what the son's name. Oh, Teddy. So, is there any negatives for this movie for you?
Most of the negatives I have is that it just sometimes in the film it was slowed down a bit, and there's just some lines that didn't work.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I felt that even when the movie was in its more quieter moments, I felt that every piece of dialogue, every just dialogue heavy scene was propelling the plot forward and moving everything into its conclusion, and I feel that it all worked. Even when it was just talking and it was just dialogue, it never slowed down for me. It did for you?
Sometimes it did, but mostly didn't. Oh, another thing I liked is that speech Neville did. He's like, we lose a person every day. Every time we lose friends, family.
We lost Harry, we lost Fred, we lost Tonks, we lost Lupin. But they're not gone. Yeah. They're here. I you know what I had forgotten to mention?
That's to be in the top 10 movie speeches of all time.
Yeah, that's such a perfect moment too, because Voldemort's asking for recruits to join his ranks, and Neville walks up limping, beat up, exhausted, and then he delivers that speech, and it just really kicks the final battle into high intensity. And I really like that it was Neville who killed Nagini. Like he comes out of nowhere and boom, chops the head off, and that was pretty awesome. That finally Neville got his moment to shine, because when Voldemort heard about the prophecy, he had a choice. He could have gone after Neville because he was born on the same day as Harry. And that's strange that he didn't, because Neville was a full-blooded wizard and Harry was a half-blood, exactly like Voldemort was. So the fact that he created his own enemy, his own demise, is something I always found fascinating in this Harry Potter stories. So now that we praised this movie a lot, what do you say we go ahead and give it a rating?
I think my wand's working now, and I'm going to give this film a 94.
That's a very nice rating. Let's see if mine still works. Don't fail me now, Juan. I'm going to have to give this one a 100. This is one of the first few movies that I rate at 110. I love it. It's definitely in my top 10. And it's a movie that I like to visit more than once a year, and I always come back to. It's a great conclusion to the series. It's one of the best movies, in my opinion anyways, and
Mine's too.
I just really love it, and I care for it a lot. So tell us what you guys think about this. Was this a satisfying conclusion to the series? Did you like this movie? Were you let down by this movie? Do you not care about the Harry Potter movies at all? Make sure to let us know down below in the comments. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Tell your neighbors, tell your Harry Potters, tell your
Ned Flanders.
And this is the GBE saying, Wingardium
Leviosa!